Well, it's been a minute, but now that summer's slowing down a little bit, our schedule's a little more open. It's time that we got back to the news.
We got to get back to the news. There's not a lot to cover as far as shows go, but there's always news going on. You like that?
That was good, actually. I like that. Maybe that's our
Nope.
cold open from now. Nope.
Cool.
Okay.
Nope.
Shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows. Bros and shows. Bros and shows. I gotta have me my bros and shows.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bros and Shows. I'm your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only, first on the scene, Shooter McGreen.
Do I have to
No.
hold my boobs and see if it's gonna rain?
Mean girls.
Mean girls.
Anyways.
Yeah, we're here to bring you guys the news. It's been a little while. It's more of a free-form type of show, which we enjoy doing because we can just talk about whatever the hell we want.
And before we get into the news, I got some news for you guys.
Double
we
news.
are getting we are getting back on stage. We have our first live show in a while. We're going to do it at the City Winery in Philadelphia on September 11th. It's a Thursday night. So go get your tickets. Come join us. Tickets are $20 to $25. You can add a meet and greet in there for another $25. Hang out with us before the show. Shooter's got a little surprise for all the people that do the meet and greet.
Oh, are we just going to hold on to this? Yeah, I did say in our OC episode that I would do a shot with everybody that gets a meet and greet ticket. I immediately regretted that decision, but I will stick to my guns on this one, and I'll do it. All right, guys,
And I'll keep
do
pushing it.
Keep pushing it. And look, we don't know exactly what the format of the show is going to be. We might be covering an episode or 2 or 3 or 4. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a special guest up there. We've got some people chomping at the bit to try to get up on stage with us. Got a couple people respond and get me up there. So when we get that confirmed, we'll let you know. But either way, it's going to be a great time no matter what we're doing.
Yep, so you can head to City Winery's website and go to the Philly location, get tickets on the event page, or you just head to our Instagram and click the link in the bio, get your tickets there. But we can't wait to see you guys out there. We're really looking forward to getting back on stage, baby.
Hell yeah.
How's that for news? Now let's talk about some other news.
And yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. We've talked about some of these things like intermittently, depending on which show it kind of correlates to. And if it's actually, somewhat applicable to whatever the hell we're talking about, such as Sheana. But now we've got a much more free-form way to talk about things. And that's where I want to start. Let's talk about Sheena's book and how she's probably coming back to the Valley.
Oh, I know, dude. And you had a great theory when the book was announced, because when we found out what the contents of the book were, you give everybody the Shooter Magooter theory of what this tell-all book was for.
Well, look, if there's one thing that we do on this show, we get everything correct. We are always right about everything that we talk about. But yeah, this kind of went for a couple of weeks, and I think it was never really something that like anybody really ever kind of like combated against when we were bringing up. But my idea was, here we go with this book. VPR's done. Sheena's doing a podcast. She's doing Amazon Live shit, just kind of the stuff that Lala was doing. Here's the book, the tell-all for, what is she, like 36, 37 years old? So here you go. Let's tell it all. Let's do all of these things. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense unless you start digging through that book and you find that there's some excerpts about Jesse and Michelle's wedding or Michelle's marriage and all the things that went wrong there. And you're talking about how Brock cheated on Sheana. It was pretty much just an application for any show. Easily you can say it was for the Valley, but it really was just, hey, anybody hiring for a reality show? I could be on there. Here's my book. Here's my manuscript. Go ahead and read it. This is what I'm bringing. And it's fucking hilarious. And everything that I find out about this book is against my will. I am not searching for anything when it comes to this book. It's simply just people on TikTok, people on Twitter taking excerpts, and they're all absolutely insane. The first line is that if you've known Sheana, if you've known me for a very long time, you know that I'm not a follower. Wrong. Just not straight up wrong. Yeah, great start to the book, Sheana.
Yeah, when you presented that theory, I thought you were onto something. The unfortunate conclusion is that we actually might get a full-time Sheena and a full-time Brock on the Valley
Yeah.
coming up this season. So her application worked, I guess. I personally think with the departure of Jax, with the backlash they got from him being on this season and all the negative press, I think that they are now in scramble mode. Oh
Yep.
shit, what do we do now? And that's why you're seeing, Sheena potentially getting a contract to be full time. If we go over what Sheena has given to the Valley in her 2 years of being like friend of, nothing. It's absolutely
Absolutely
nothing.
nothing.
And
Yeah.
you're correct when you say, because you asked me this before you even gave me your theory. You're like, why the fuck is she talking about Jesse and Michelle's wedding or engagement, or Jesse cheating on Michelle? Like, what does that have to do with Sheena and her life? And then you started putting pieces together and came up with the theory. It's 100% true. That's all she was doing. The only thing that would combat that, and I still think it's interesting she went this route, but I do have a way to explain it. Don't worry, everybody. She goes after LVP in this book pretty
Yep.
fiercely. Now,
Yeah. Yeah. We
go ahead.
talked about that actually when we did that. We did a live show with Zach while he was here in Philly. And we talked a little bit more about that. And we kind of came both to the same conclusion. LVP doesn't really give a shit about that. You can talk shit on LVP. Yes, she's a producer for the Valley. She doesn't have to actually talk to anybody on the show. She doesn't have to go sit and do meet and greets with Dodie. I mean, she even said last year, oh, wow, Kristen's pregnant. Or I think it was Watch What Happens Live earlier this year. She's like, yeah, I did hear that Kristen was pregnant. Who's that guy? Is it by her boyfriend or her husband? I don't know who it is. So she doesn't even know who Luke is, or she's
She
playing aloof,
does.
whatever the hell she's doing. It doesn't really matter, but that's the thing that happens all the time. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about these producers or whoever. You don't really ever have to worry about not being in the show.
No, and if you need proof of that, just look at Kristen Doty, who got much more of the spotlight this season. Thank God, because we talked about it a lot season one. The absence of Doty in so many episodes. And when she was on it, like, she was only in the scenes for a short amount of time. But she's been very outspoken and vocal about how she feels about LVP. It's no
Yep.
secret that she doesn't like her. Lisa Vanderpump, at the end of the day, is a businesswoman. If you can make good TV, she doesn't really give a shit what her relationship with you is. I was under the impression that when it comes to somebody like Sheena and Doty are not the same. Doty has star power. Sheena does not, because Sheena's a follower. So I thought that might be a reason to not put her on. And the only reason I'm like, oh, it must have worked out the way it did if she does come back and she is full time, is simply because they're in oh shit mode that Jax is gone. They're trying to figure out how to put these pieces together. You said it. Like 6 months ago, or maybe even last year when we were doing the Valley, do not let the Vanderpump parasites invade this show. And now we have talks of Sheena and Brock. We have talks of Sandoval coming back, which we both agreed, if you're going to bring back anybody, bring him back, because he steps into that Jax role really well. Could it work? Yeah. Is it going to be good? I don't know. But I do know that he's going to bring more than Sheena and Brock. Sheena and Brock are the same shit over and over again. We've watched it for years. I don't even think that Brock cheated. I think that was a ploy to sell books. So bringing them back on this show when we have a pretty decent cast, I think it's a disaster. I think it's going to bring this show down.
It's definitely a disaster waiting to happen. And this has been in the works for a while too. When we're watching the reunion, which is still going on, we get the third part tomorrow night, but we're watching the reunion. That took place early because both Nia and Kristen were pregnant. They were expecting within the next couple of weeks after that. So we had to hurry this one into it. We still had like 10, 11 episodes left when they were still filming that. And Jax even said then and there that his role on the show was completely uncertain. He didn't know where he was going to be. He wasn't sure if he was going to be kicked off the show or not asked back or whatever he wanted to phrase it as. So they knew that this was happening probably a long time ago, and they've been trying to formulate a plan, scrambling to do whatever. Oh, I know what we'll do. All these people, we've got Jeremiah here, we've got Alex Baskin here, we've got all these people that have worked with VPR before. Let's just bring back some known qualities. No, we don't want these people. That's why VPR did so poorly, because you had people like Lala and Sheena doing the things that they did in that last season. And of course, at least from what I understand, it doesn't look like Sheena touches on. She's still complaining about Ariana getting all this attention. She didn't touch on the fact that the last season of VPR was an absolute nightmare because all of you guys just decided on your own, oh yeah, we're gonna give Sandoval a redemption and we're gonna go after Ariana because she doesn't like us. Like what? Like no, that's why we didn't like you guys. So you're gonna do so much more of the same. You're gonna do it with a whole new cast, and in a way, if you could just cherry pick some people from VPR to throw into the show, because that is kind of what the Valley is. The Valley is the people that are living there, that are moving on, they're having kids, they're getting married, they're getting divorced, whatever it might be. They're in their 40s. I get it if you're going to take some entertaining people. It doesn't seem like Schwartz wants a whole lot to do with it. He just wants to kind of pop up and live
He
next
needs to keep
Jax and
doing
just
what
kind
he's
of wave.
doing.
Exactly. That's the best way that we can actually get Tom Schwartz on our screen and not get annoyed by him, is if he pops up in Summer House every season just for a weekend. If he pops up on the Valley here and there for different events, fine. That's okay. The only mainstays should be obviously the cast, and you can throw somebody like Sandoval in there because he knows everybody there. He's got a crazy history when it comes to people like Kristen on that show. So it could be actually kind of fun to watch him bop around and do that. Sheena's not that person. Lala's not that person. We don't need those people. I just don't really understand it. And it could ruin the show, honestly.
The only thing I'll say is we were worried that this season was going to be ruined by the presence of Scheana and Brock and Lala as friend ofs. It was a solid season. So as long as I don't even know. I don't know how you do it right with them. I don't know how you cherry pick what moments to add them in and when not to add them in. You're going to get fabricated, overproduced scenes from Scheana and Brock where you're not going to believe anything that's going on. I'm sure Lala's going to take more of a center stage as well if they're coming back. It's just a recipe for disaster, dude. And I am not cautiously optimistic. I'm cautiously pessimistic.
Yeah. So that's something we both agreed on. The off season for the Valley is going to be very interesting to watch all of the moves that they make, the people that they sign on for next season. If there's more rumors or grumblings of Lala taking a bigger role, that's really going to piss us off. We'll have to see where Sandoval goes. We'll have to see what they're going to do when it comes to Brittany, obviously trying to separate her from Jax because Jax isn't on the show. There's a lot of different things that have to happen. So we're going to have to see how that goes. And I'm sure we probably will start hearing things because they should probably be recording soon. I would imagine.
Yeah, next month or two.
For what's going on. I mean, all the things that we're hearing about current events with Michelle and Aaron breaking up. You've got Jesse going through whatever the hell he's going through with his girlfriend or not girlfriend or whatever it might be. Obviously, Kristen and Nia have new babies. Nia and Danny move. There's a lot of things going on. So I imagine they'll be picking cameras up pretty shortly. So we should get some answers. So we'll have to keep our ears to the ground. And we'll have to
we'll let you guys know. We'll keep you posted on how bad it's going to be.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. But why don't we just move on to our next topic here? This one comes from Tamra. And Tamra has been doing the circuit, which is very interesting because housewives are not allowed to talk to bloggers. So, why we're doing podcasts with other housewives, I don't know. But Tamra says if she feels like OC is going to go in the wrong direction and it's going to get a little tired and she can't work with these women, do you know where she wants to go?
Oh, God. Another
Salt Lake
franchise?
City.
No, fuck that. Absolutely not.
She genuinely respects the way that those women can resolve issues after getting really heated and getting into it. She feels like the cast of the OC show holds on to things for too long. So if she was going to go somewhere, she'd go to Salt Lake City because those women, for whatever reason, they're able to move past things. One, they're not really able to move past things. So it's just a much more entertaining show. And two, the reason that we don't move on from issues in OC is because of you. So what are we talking about here?
Are you kidding me? That's what her response was?
Never going to happen. Yeah.
No. And she doesn't fit into that cast in any way, shape, or form. First of all, don't touch that show. You leave that show alone. The only question mark now is Bronwyn after the wild offseason we've had from her with the fraud allegations and all this other shit and her poor performance towards the end of the season last year. But even then, I don't think you touch it at all. The fact that Tamra thinks that she could even meld with that group is asinine. Like the way that they handle their business is night and day different than the way that Tamra Judge goes about her business. Now, if you want to take Jen Shah and Tamra and stick them on a show that I'm not going to watch, sure. They're similar people. They can go do that, but I don't need to see her on any other franchise. The only one I could see her on, I guess, Beverly Hills, like that. The show already stinks, so it's not like it's gonna change all that much. So just keep her where she's at. We agree. Like, we give her credit for being a good housewife for OC, for that group, and only because that group pretty much knows how to handle her, right? Like they can somewhat handle her.
Somewhat, yeah. It's just laughable, the fact that she thinks that she's big enough that she can just kind of bop around. We don't really see that. We haven't seen a housewife change franchises in a while. So the idea of her going to probably the most successful, or at least most entertaining franchise that they have right now, no, they're not going to do it. It's not going to happen. It's just very funny to me. It's just so incredible to me that, and I don't know if it was a leading question. I forget if it was on the Viall Files or somewhere else. I don't know if it was a leading question. I don't know if they said, if OC were to go somewhere or they were to recast, would you go somewhere else and where? That's probably, I would imagine, how they phrased that question. But still,
or what other show could you see yourself on?
Yeah, go to Beverly Hills because, like you said, that franchise sucks right now too. So you can go over there, shake things up. Maybe it'll be interesting, but you stay away from the good franchises.
Please, for the love of next thing she's gonna say she wants to go to Miami. Like, nah, bro. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But speaking of Miami, they're moving to a new day. They're going to be on Thursday nights, and we weirdly get 2 episodes this week on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, I only wanted to bring this up because I do want to just kind of spin a hypothesis here.
Ooh, I like spinning hypotheses.
I don't know if they're moving them from Wednesday to Thursday so that they can go ahead and fill that spot with something that's coming up soon, something like a Salt Lake, which usually goes on Wednesday nights. But I do think what they're doing is they're moving it over next to OC because OC is moving up to 8 p.m. Maybe they're thinking, okay, people will watch. People will just stay on. All of those people, because we see the ratings all the time. OC is still in like the high 700,000s for like within a day or two because of all the boomers and all the old people that still like OC that don't really understand good TV anymore. They're still watching OC. Maybe they'll leave the TV on and they'll be able to watch Miami and actually get some good TV. I don't know if it's going to work. I think that's probably, I would imagine a lot of these moves are ratings central, but I don't really know. I wanted to see what you thought about that.
I think you're right. I think that's exactly what it is. And I'm okay with that. If you can piggyback off of OC and get some more viewers for Miami, I think that it needs some kind of push. We need something to bring Miami up because we talk about it frequently. It's the second best franchise out right now next to Roslick. And those two are so far ahead of any other franchise that we've seen recently. So if you can use an OC and get them more viewers and get them higher ratings and push them more to the forefront, by all means. Why it's taken this long to do that, I'll never know. Like every season that we watch Miami, we always have the same question. But if that's going to get them out of the basement and into the spotlight where they deserve to be because it's a fantastic cast, a fantastic show, I'm all for it. I think it's going to come down to, it might be a two-parter, like a twofold, where it is rating centric, but it's also let's make room for Salt Lake to come back soon. Or they might, Bravo, they might drop some show that we didn't know was coming back. Be like Ladies of London. Like, I don't know. You never know with Bravo. Their scheduling is strange.
Yeah, that could be coming out soon. I know Real Housewives of London is, I think that's in September. That's going to be on
that's only on Hey You.
Hey You. So yeah, I really don't know. I just think it's an interesting move. You don't really see, and they do change, release days for certain franchises, certain shows. Usually not like in the middle of the season though. It just seems like a very odd move. There's no holiday coming up. There's no real things happening, so I don't really get it. And I don't think they're ever going to answer us because if it is rating centric, that's not something that Bravo wants to ever admit. They're never going to say, yeah, we did it because we want you guys to watch it. Like, no, they'll probably just say that it makes more sense for their schedule or whatever. So I don't think
we did it because we're really, really bad at promoting Miami. We never, ever promote them. They're not going to admit that.
God. No, they're not going to admit that.
But
But
I'm excited for 2 Miami episodes in 1 week.
two
That's fun.
Miami episodes. They're going to be in Seville this week. So we'll get 2 episodes of a trip. That'll be actually
Love that.
pretty fun to watch. And we don't
Good
have to
for
wait,
us.
which is even better. It is great for us. But while we're talking about Miami, did you see the picture of Larsa that's been circulating this week?
Sure did. Saw the
Oh, yeah.
whole
What was
debacle
she?
from
She was
start
on Good Morning America.
Is that what that was?
The fuck is she doing on Good Morning America?
Was it actually Good Morning
I
America?
think it was. Yeah.
Wait, we
I
gotta
gotta
hold
double
on.
check it. I'm gonna for those of yeah, you look it up. For the people who haven't seen the picture, I'm gonna show the picture right here. There you go. Steele, take a peek.
Oh, sorry, I'm on the other. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep,
Seen
that's
it.
the one. So now what she's doing while Steele's looking up exactly what she was on, she's going on Instagram Live. She's trying to explain what happened. She's saying that she had an allergic reaction. I would imagine she probably double booked, decided to get on Good Morning America or whatever it was.
I don't think
And
it was
she
Good
also
Morning
had
America.
I really think it was.
It says
God, I
here
hope
it
it was.
wasn't. So that's why I'm hold on. What was this recent interview? The Today Show? The
Today Show. Yeah, that's
Today
what it was.
Show.
But
Yeah.
again, same question. Why? What is she doing? What's she doing on the Today Show? Anyone?
I wonder what she was doing there. Larsa Pippen is setting the record straight. Oh, that's for the allergic reaction. If you hear my
Yeah.
sweet baby girl in the background, she is talking up a storm in there.
She's screaming.
Yeah,
No,
she's
she says
eating. She's very happy.
she blames the swelling from a PRP allergic reaction and thinks that the picture was altered. That's what she also is claiming.
She said the picture was altered. Okay.
She's doing both. So she's admitting that there is something going on and there was some swelling, but she's also saying people altered the picture. Now, this isn't like the JD Vance memes that were popping around where I don't even know what JD Vance looks like anymore because all I saw was like that baby face for like 6 months. But this one's a little different. I just love for somebody like Larsa who seems to just do a good job of ignoring things and letting them go away. It seems odd that she would jump on Instagram Live right afterwards and just try to defend herself. Like, no, now we're questioning it. We probably would
that
have
was
let
my
this go next
favorite
week.
part. The best part
Yeah.
was the first response video was in a very dimly lit room where you couldn't really see. And then the second one was with a filter. So you really don't know which one was which. And look, we never talk about physical appearances here. I'm not commenting on anything like that. But watching her give the runaround for all of that it's been entertaining. Like
It's
having,
insane.
if you have to make a response video to a response video, you are a sinking ship. That is not good. If you're like,
Yeah.
well, let me explain my response video of why the room was dimly lit. It's because Miami had a power outage, so I was using candles to light up the room.
Sure.
So everyone just needs to relax and calm down about my allergic reaction. I have allergies,
God.
man.
Yeah, it's just too funny. And it's like you said, we don't really ever talk about like body image or any sort of, facial reconstructive surgery that people get or anything like that. I think she probably just double booked. She probably forgot that she was on the Today Show or it popped up pretty quick. And she's like, shit, I just got to see my guy yesterday and got my filler. I'm going to be a little, maybe I just do a dimly lit room. Nobody's going to notice. Nope.
Yeah.
Everybody always notices. That's what
Yep.
happens.
It's been the talk of every social media account on that has
Yeah.
to do with Bravo or just pop culture in general. That's been a big sticking point.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it. That's not something that we actually have to keep an eye on. That's just something that's kind of funny.
Yep.
But we've got 2 more topics to discuss. I'm going to give you the option. I'm going
Ooh.
to ask you if you would like, how do I even phrase this one? Would you like it to be RHONY centric or would you like it to be Salt Lake centric?
Save RHONY for last.
All right. Let's talk a little Salt Lake. Just kidding. It's not really Salt Lake. Guess who's getting transferred to the prison that Jen Shah and Elizabeth Holmes are living right now?
Ooh. No, wait a minute.
Who is another notable felon?
It's not Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes, it is.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They've
Stop
already
it.
so yeah, I think she was already transferred this week or last week. Jen and Elizabeth Holmes have already been quoted as to say, we are not allowing her in our workout routines or any of the events that we have planned for the next couple of months.
Oh my God, she's going there? a known sexual predator and
Uh-huh.
fucking abuser is going to Club Fed to hang out with Jen
Mhm.
Shah and the Theranos lady.
Correct.
That's insane. We're so
Now
fucked.
Jen's gonna be out within a year, so that'll just be kind of interesting. I mean, she's still tracking. I still think that I think we had a bet. The problem is we never write down these bets when
We
Jen
did have a
Shaw's
bet.
actually gonna get out of prison. I
I
think I
think the
said
over-under
that.
was 5 or 4.
Dude, I honestly I think that I said she was gonna be home by Thanksgiving this year. I think
You
that's
did.
where I
That is
I
what you
think I
said.
ended up there, and you took the over on it. That was a audacious attempt by me. It's not looking very
Hey,
likely. But
you
there
never
was
know.
there was a time every week we were getting Jen Shah updates, and her prison sentence was getting dropped down even more. So who knows? Maybe they'll come. Maybe that's why Wednesdays are freed up because we're gonna have a Jen Shah show. Who knows?
I am so curious to see what Bravo does when she gets out of prison. Like the obvious answers, don't touch it. Like, do not touch that topic. Leave
No.
it alone. Leave her off the show. Leave her entirely in the past. We watch a lot of Bravo.
But
We watch a lot of
here's the thing.
Bravo.
I know they're gonna find a spot for her, and it's obviously, she went to prison. She's serving the time for the shit that she did and all the bad things. Where she is and who she's being around, Bravo's gonna have a field day. Like, I can't wait to get Jen Shah back out here so that she can tell us everything that's been going on. All these things. She's gonna be mentioning Elizabeth Holmes all the time. She'll probably be mentioning Ghislaine Maxwell at this point. So that'll be a little interesting. But yeah, officially
Holy
getting
shit.
transferred over there. Club Fed.
That's
But she's not allowed to play pickleball with them. She is Jen's already put the
good.
put the brakes on
Good.
that one. No pickleball.
Really stuck it to her. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
that's so disappointing. Like
Yeah.
that's where we're at. Give me a fucking
Yep.
break. Holy shit.
This last topic is much more happy though, because I know RHONY was the first love for you. Well, VPR was, but
VPR,
Housewife
RHONY was
wise,
my first housewife franchise, yeah.
Housewife franchise. This is exciting, and it's a potential for a future. Watch What Happens Live the other night while our friends Bowen and Matt were on there.
Oh,
Carol
yeah.
came back and squashed the beef with Andy. Now they're all good. Everything seems to be fine. What do you think that could set up for?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, we've obviously heard about a complete restructuring of RHONY. They tried to run it with a new cast. It failed miserably, despite how much we were trying to make it good. Man, the obvious answer, and I think that would get the most views from the audience, is to just run it back with the
Yep.
OGs. And I think that if they're smart, like you take that gamble, you get everybody back, they're going to be like Dorinda, it will be on the first fucking flight to get back to New York. Like that's not going to take any
Absolutely.
time.
She'll be asking
And
if they can start it off episode 1 at Bluestone Manor.
definitely.
Can we just go right up there? Let's get to the Berkshires. Come on.
I think that there's just too many ways for that to work out easily. Luann's still been on reality TV. It's not like she's
She
taken
was
a
on
full hiatus.
she was on the Playgirl magazine cover the other day.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I was really surprised when that showed up in my mailbox. I was like, "Oh, look at Luann."
Wait, what?
What?
What-
I'm kidding. I don't have a subscription. Come on. Who
Anymore.
has subscriptions anyway? I just look at it online. But yeah, I think that there is something potentially there. And now my brain's kind of working in a different way. It is fucking bizarre that they're giving Dorinda another shot at Traders when
I think
Traders is
that's
an
the right
NBC
move.
show. I think that's the right move. Sure.
Oh, I see what you're
But,
saying.
like,
I see what you're
that's
saying.
bizarre that they're just running it back. Like, hey, you got screwed last season. You were the first one out. We want more Dorinda. Why do we want more Dorinda? Not just because she's great, but possibly because this is a little taste. We're going to jump right back into RHONY. We got Dorinda coming back. Carol's going to come back. I don't know about Bethany. I just right now you can't see it, but like all these things start to turn. I mean, there's talks about Nene coming back with Atlanta. So do we really know for sure that Bethany wouldn't come back? I don't think
Bethany would come back. Bethany
I
would
think
come
she
back.
would. They would have to figure something out, and Andy would have to do a bunch of things. But I think that I think the writing's on the wall. I think within 2 years, we're going to have pretty much the OG cast back with RHONY, and they're just going to ignore those 2 seasons. I wouldn't be surprised if they just get rid of those seasons. Like, you can't even watch them on
Just
Peacock.
gone.
They're just
They,
gone.
they
Lost
start back at
tapes.
season 16
That would
instead of
actually
having that one.
be funny. I would love and respect the hell out of Bravo for doing that. Just ignoring it. Like, yeah, no, nobody. I don't know who you're talking about.
I think it's the right move. And, we fought against it for a long time, saying the obvious. People stopped watching. You stopped watching the OGs. That's why they got canceled. They wouldn't have canceled a successful show. And by successful, I mean ratings. And if you need proof of that, go across the country and look at Beverly Hills. It's been garbage for years. It does numbies, so it's still around. They wouldn't have canceled it. So I think we are at the point with that franchise. They tried. They gave it I guess that's their best shot.
Yeah.
But you have something there where people, whether they're good or not, people want to see them back. And they've been clamoring for it since they recast the whole show.
Yeah.
Sonia would do it. Dorinda would do it. Luann, like I said, she hasn't really taken a break from reality TV. She did Crappy Lake. She did Love Hotel. So she's probably going to be into it. I don't even think that you need to get
Ramona.
Bethany
I don't
back
think
on the
they would.
show.
I don't think you can bring Ramona back.
I don't think you should or can bring Ramona back, but I don't think the show hinges on being successful with or without Ramona. I don't think she needs to be there.
So
sure, but she's also a racist, so let's keep her off the screen.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I just always kind of go back into that where I'm like, yeah, they're fucking insane and they're saying outlandish shit. Would this make for good TV? Maybe, but not in that case. Probably not. I think there's also the possibility that they could go hybrid. There's a couple of people that they do clearly like. They like Aaron. I know that there's talks and this is unsubstantiated, so I didn't want to bring this up for news yet, but there are talks that Lindsay Hubbard's getting a spinoff show that's going to be filming at some point in September. So she's going to have something, and I don't know what that's going to look like. Obviously, we saw a lot of pictures a couple of months ago of her and Aaron hanging out. They both, I guess, did Aaron just had a baby? Yeah, Aaron just had a baby.
Aaron just had a baby.
So yeah, they were hanging out with their daughters. There's a whole thing going on. So we kind of want to see what happens there. But I do know that there were a couple people, very, very thin amount of people on this cast that Bravo actually liked from the new RHONY. Would they be able to flip that into, we've got Dorinda, we've got Carol coming back, we've got all this happening. And by the way, we're going to plug in Aaron. We're going to plug in, God, I don't know, Sai maybe? No, probably not Sai. Jessel. Let's put Aaron and Jessel maybe in there.
Jessel could probably do
live
it
with that.
Yeah. Oh man, who was the newbie last season? She was great.
Oh
Raquel?
yeah, Raquel. Yeah,
I would watch her again.
Yeah,
I think that if you
take just matters. I don't know if they would all mesh though.
That's the question mark.
I think that, and I'm just speaking on possibilities. There's a possibility they could go hybrid, but I think what makes the most sense is you go either full OG or you just hold off for a little while and just recast with whoever, a bunch of new people, but you get a couple of big names in there.
I truly don't think a recast would work, and I think we got proof of that. I don't think people want to see a new cast. They want to see the OG cast. Now, if you have Dorinda, Luann, Sonia, you could bring back somebody like Carol or Kelly Ben Simone. You could throw her back in the mix. And then you add in a Lindsay Hubbard. You add in, Jessel. I think Jessel could do a good job. And Aaron.
Yeah, probably.
The question mark would be, can they mesh together? I don't know, but I think that that's a show that people would try. And that's all they need with RHONY is people to be excited about it, because they weren't excited about the reboot because everyone was pissed off that the OGs were canceled. So
yeah,
at this point, fuck it. Like, who cares? Try it, and if it doesn't work, then put RHONY to bed forever.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think they're ever going to put RHONY to bed forever, but it's just too big of a city. I don't know.
Yeah, but the fact that they flop that hard with the biggest city in the country is fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that is something we'll keep an eye on, because there is seemingly, it's been too quiet on the RHONY front. I know that they just kind of decided to not move forward with that cast. What, like 3-4 months ago, maybe we were talking about that?
I think it was longer than that.
Was it longer?
It just feels that short. Yeah, I think it was a while ago.
I'm not good at sensing time. I don't know how long.
Yeah, I'm not good at time either.
No, who knows? Time is a flat circle. But that is something that I feel like we should be getting some news on And I feel
Yeah,
like it's
we'll
very
definitely get some
interesting that we're
inklings.
doing these things. So
I think that you have a very good point bringing up the recast on Traders, bringing Dorinda back again, because
it's interesting.
it does give you free press and people get excited
Yeah.
about Dorinda again. And I do actually agree that she needs another shot, but now I need her to be the first person to go home again because that would be really funny.
Oh, dude, the plot for that would be incredible.
That would
Just
be
watching her
amazing.
spiral once again, coming off the show and going on podcasts, just freaking out about it would be
Well, I
great.
know what they're gonna do. They're gonna make her a traitor so that she doesn't go
Yeah,
home.
maybe, but then she could still get voted off right away because everyone's like, "Wait, you were on this last year. They're going to protect you. You're out."
It would be really
Who
funny.
knows?
That'd be really funny.
It would be really funny. But yeah, that's all the news. But we're getting back into doing some news. We're gonna be doing news probably once a week again as things come out. And every once in a while there's a very slow news week. So we'll find something else to do in the meantime. Maybe we'll just talk about the other shows that we're watching that aren't Bravo centric and just kind of get into that.
I would like that. I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
I always like shooting this shit with you, pal.
Shoot it up, Brett. Well, wait a minute. Just kidding.
Hey, anyway, that's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope.
Well, that's our show, bros. Gotta go.